Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time it's Trolix04 with 1,578 rating versus Yuchi Hungary with 808 rating. Sorry for butchering your name. But it's going to be another high rated DB video, and let's hop right in. We're going to see Trolix win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, 40 versus 40. He chooses to go first. Opening hand is Connector, Ash, Gamma, Renon, Living Fossil. Looking at this hand, it is pretty good, especially like if he was going second, he'd have a pretty strong hand. But I see like if Connector gets stopped here, he just loses. Yeah, like anything really stops this. Veiler, Imperm, Gamma. It's like there's a lot. Then he has There Can Only Be One, Upstart, Ogre, Imperm, and Terraforming. So he has the hand trap it takes to take down Connector. His hand is pretty weird. I can't really tell exactly what deck he's on. I have to assume it's Sky Striker. Like I've played against this guy before. I used to play Sky Striker too. This could be Guru. Highly doubt it though. Especially if you guys are watching this on YouTube, then it's probably not Guru. He's gonna normal summon, use the effect, bring out a Dolphin. Then Dolphin effect gets rid of Gamma. He's gonna chain Ogre to that. I don't know. Like, I feel like if you Imperm Connector, then you can't get hit with like talents or anything right there. They extend, they make a sold, they use the effect to add, you hit it with Ogre. I just don't see them playing. But if you Ogre the Aqua Dolphin, you let them look at your hand. Now they know that they only have to play through Imperm. I feel like that lets them play through it easier. Yeah, I feel like Imperming the Connector was the right play. Living Fossil, bring out the Aqua Dolphin. Then goes into a sold. He could have also used Connector effect to bring back Dolphin, then use Living Fossil to bring back Connector. So that way Connector gets banished instead of Dolphin, since Dolphin's better than Connector. You'd rather have this engrave. Not something that's probably going to come up. Probably come up like once every like 500 games, but just better to practice like the right play. Add Gearfried, sending 2. He's gonna get hit with Imperm here for sure. If his opponent didn't Imperm that'd just be wild. Then passes turn, draws Rose. Okay, so he is on Striker, and that was a good draw because now he has like his Striker starters. I didn't want to say anything about him not having a starter prior, because if he's on Guru, then Terraforming would be a starter. He's going to use Terraforming. He's going to get hit with Ash. It's kind of interesting to randomly Ash a Terraforming. Like, he chose to go first. It's not like his opponent made him go first, and like he's thinking, oh man, maybe there's like Mystic Mine, Ash Terraforming. I don't know. Upstart draws area 0, so like Terraforming just didn't even matter there. I'm assuming he was adding area 0, not Mystic Mine. Goes for Hayate, battle phase, attack directly for 15. He's going to use the effect that sends Widow Anchor. Then main phase 2, he's going to go into Kagari effect to add back the Widow Anchor. Gets rid of Kagari to make Shiz. Set There Can Only Be One. Set Widow Anchor, end phase, Shiz to add multi-roll. Usually I'm like, yeah, you have to add Hornet drones, so that way you have a weight array. But here, since multi-roll can send area 0, that's a weight array. Then passes, draws red layer. Could be a good draw. Nah, this is just a bad draw. It's not a good draw. Like, especially, like, there can only be one. That's just going to shut this down. I was thinking, like, maybe, like, if everything gets, like, shut down of his, he can special summon out Red Lair. But, like, with Widow only having 2 spells, he's not going to be taking it. So, he's going to have a monster on board this entire turn. Goes in the Link Cross. I talked about this in a video before, that just, like, any deck being able to get rid of, like, a Soul or Needle or like anything just to go in there, like Link Cross to play around There Can Only Be One, was like really big. But that was back when like There Can Only Be One was popular, and now it's like not popular. Brings out tokens right here, but like now you can summon Gearfried, where like if there was no Link Cross, he was just stuck in his Soul. So you can see like the big difference. Banish 2, add back Blade. Banish Durandal, bring out Gearfried. Then activate Blade on Gearfried. Special summon out Renaud effect on Living Fossil. He's gonna chain There Can Only Be One. That's kind of interesting. He didn't choose to like do this before. So now he has Living Fossil, which could summon back one of those, and that could let him keep going even farther than he should be able to go. I don't know what he's doing here. Oh, okay, so There Can Only Be One resolves and makes the Link Cross and token go away. Okay. For a second, I thought he just like got rid of him for nothing, but I remembered. So he's gonna bring Ash out off of Living Fossil. Use Ash plus a token to go in the Herald. Like I said, like the Living Fossil was actually pretty big there, because Herald's really good. Yeah, he's for sure using the effect to equip, just to give this more attack and another negate. He doesn't have the Warriors to add back Blade. Draws Veiler. It's gonna use Widow Anchor. Don't know what he targeted there, so I'm actually just gonna look. He used it. He negated Herald. Yeah, you just like let that resolve, because then your opponent has to have a way to raid out this. Right here he does though. He's gonna use Area 0 on There Can Only Be One and misses. That's probably a good thing that he ended up missing, because There Can Only Be One on board is really good. Unless if like he was trying to go for a game or something, I don't know. Could steal the Gearfried with a Widow, or like force the Gearfried effect with Kagari targeting Widow. He's gonna use multi-roll, get rid of Area 0, bring out Ray, but he can only go in the like Kagari now. He can't like tag in the Hayate because of machines. There Can Only Be One. He's gonna use the effect on Widow, chain Gearfried. Like I said, that's gonna bait the effect. And now he's gonna use Ray effect to bring itself out. He's gonna use Herald effect on Ray effect just to get this off board, so that way he takes less damage. It's a smart play. In battle phase, tag out in the shiz. And then end phase, he's going to set Widow off multi-roll. And shiz add Widow. I feel like this card's going to go to 3 on the next ban list. There's no reason for it to be at 2. Draws Jet Synchron. Battle phase, Gearfried attack shiz. He's going to Widow to take. And then end phase, he's gonna get the Gearfried back. Draws Desires. Widow take the Gearfried. I can't. No, so it's like bugging right now. Won't let him hand it over. So he's just gonna attack with Gearfried and shiz, because both are on his field. He's using Widow to steal. It's just bugging. Won't let him change control. Multi-roll to send the Gearfried. Again, the Gearfried's on his board. Then Desires, banish 10, draw Cosmic and Talents. Imagine if multi-roll could send your opponent's cards for its effect. Yo, that would actually make this card so insane. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. Like, Thunder, you'd be able to use this, send their Colossus. I'm just gonna stop. He banished a Ray, a Shark Cannon, a Hornet. A lot of droplets. I'm just gonna set Cosmic, and then Widow gets set off multi-roll. The other Widow's already banished. Passes, draws Fire Flint Lady, special summon out Red Lair. Hey, ended up working later on, like 3 turns later. Normal summon Jet. He's going to link those, or synchro, into Coral Dragon. Banish 2, add back Blade. Coral effect, get rid of Blade. To pop there can only be 1. And then Jet, discard Fire Flint Lady, special summon itself back. Banish 2, add back Blade. And then it's going to go in the Needle Fiber, and Coral Dragon. Chain Veiler to negate Needle, draws Imperm. That's probably going to lead to him scooping. He's going to set Imperm Pass, and phase Cosmic. Draws Afterburners. He could use multi-roll. He could, like, set anything, multi-roll, target it, and then Widow steal game. Multi-roll on the new set. He's thinking when he sets, he's going to use Needle to bring out Formula draw. He's going to Widow, negate, and steal. Imagine like if he drew like Ogre off that, hit multi-roll. Goes for Kagari, add back area 0. Then he's going to use Talons to draw. It sucks that like he got all the fires out of his grave to dodge Hida. Activates area 0. Multi-roll, get rid of area 0. And then that's going to bring out Ray. And then battle phase. Yeah, so now moving on to game 2. We're going to see Warrior go first. I wasn't sure if he was going to choose to go first or second. Then the opening hand is Red Lair, called by Smoke Grenade, Oliver Durandal. Yeah, that's a good hand. Plays through hand traps, depending on what they are too. Then he has Rhoda, Veiler, Ogre, Ray, Desires. So he has 2 hand traps, 1 high impact, depending if he uses a soul effect or not, and then a low impact Veiler. Special summon Red Lair, uses Durandal effect. And that's going to add Renaud. Then special summon out Renaud effect to add back Durandal. Then he's going to link those 2 off into a soul effect to add Chain Ogre. He's going to chain Called By. Kind of have to do it there. It's like the best hand trap to hit with Called By with this deck. Adds Connector, and then a soul effect to dump. Dumps 2, dumps Blade and Durandal. Blade's so good in grave. Veiler on a soul. Like, this card's just been nuts in grave in so many different formats. Banish 2, add back. Like, recently, Goki and Infernoble, and then long time ago in like the OTK decks. Special summon out Oliver by getting rid of Blade. Goes for Link Cross, effect. Brings out tokens. Then goes for Formula. Draws an Ogier. Then go in the metal effect. Special summon back out the Formula. Then he's going to go in the Needle effect. That brings out Jet. Then use those to go into the Mecham Phantom Beast. Use that effect. Bring out the tokens. Think he's going to end up activating Smoke Grenade and using the Mecham Phantom Beast to pop it. He's going to go in the Coral Dragon. Discard Smoke, bring out Jet. Mecham Phantom Beast effect, Tribute 2, bring out O-Line. Nah, I guess I was wrong. So he's going to go for... He's going to end on Charles plus Savage. Yeah, my ending right there wasn't gonna get a Roland send an ad. But it was gonna get an extra smoke grenade effect. I feel like using smoke grenade twice against Striker is just so strong. Like, you know that they're gonna have cards to break the board. You could just leave them with those cards and just hit the starters. Like, this hand, it's not a good example, but if I had to like go and like rip a card out of it, I guess I would just like rip Desires. But if I got to rip 2 cards, I would rip Ray and Rhoda. Goes for Roland and O-Lion. Then goes for Omega. Oh, he's going to use Omega effect. I was not expecting that. He's going to hit Desires. Then goes for Charles. Coral Dragon, draw Renaud. Oliver equip. End phase, Roland, send Living Fossil, add Gearfried, and Gearfried's so good versus Striker. Charles equip Oliver and Smoke. A lot of people only play one of this just because it's like a searchable way to Gearfried. So that's why he's equipping an Oliver instead. And then he's going to pop the Smoke, look at the opponent's hand, he's going to rip Ray out of hand, force Rhoda to grab something else. Maybe, I think I would have hit Rhoda and leave Ray. Because if you leave Ray, next turn Omega's going to come back. If Omega gets outed or you link it away, then you can use its graveyard effect to shuffle back Ray. But now they're going to get the Rhoda to add Rose, possibly even Ray. Yeah, they're going to add Ray here because they don't want to play in the Charles pop with the Roland. So then they're going to have 2 Ray engraved, then the Omega effect just won't matter. So I think that was a tiny misplay, but probably just not going to matter. Activate Area 0, set Rhoda. That's not smart. No, that's, yeah, he's going to use Roland, equip, pop Rhoda. Yeah, he played into that one pretty hard. I don't think he was going to win that one anyways, but moving on to game 3, we're going to see Striker go first. Opening hand is Genba, Heritage, Blade, Renaud. Called by, not a good hand. Called by is going to be good versus Striker, though, because of how many hand traps they play. Then he has Ash, Ray, Imperm, Terraforming Desires. Not often you see Striker choose to go first. But he is playing like there can only be one and stuff, so it's not surprising. Probably sides like Summon Limits 2. Normal Summon Ray, activate Area 0. He's going to use Area 0, Chain Ray, go in the shiz. Hits multi-roll, he's siding in Judgment. Adds back the multi-roll. Uses Desires. Banish 10, draws there can only be one, and Afterburners. Definitely not bad. He needed like a floodgate. Hits a Ray. See, there's Summon Limit. Multiple Shark Cannon. Widow. Set there can only be one. Set Imperm. End phase. Shiz. Add Widow. Now does he draw like a Lightning Storm? Draws Pancratops. That's good. It's actually a really good draw. Uses Heritage. It's going to add Durandal. Then uses Durandal to add Ogier. Then special summon out Pancratops. Normal summon Ogier. Uses effect. Send Gearfried. Special summon out Renaud. Renaud effect. On Gearfried, he's going to chain there can only be one. He's going to chain Pancratops to pop there can only be one. He's probably thinking about chaining Imperm on Renaud here. Alright, so he's going to let that resolve. Goes into a sold. That's going to let him add Connector. Then uses the effect to send Smoke Grenade. He's going to get hit with Ash. He was just going to send one to bring out Fire Flint Lady, I think. And then get rid of Fire Flint Lady to summon back Genba. He's going to use Called By on Ash. He's gonna let that go through. Brings out Fire Flint Lady. Then gets rid of a soul for Link Cross. Uses Link Cross effect. That gets hit with Imperm. He's gonna use Fire Flint Lady effect to bring out Genba. Then to go in the Needle. And then Needle effect. That's gonna bring out Jet Synchron. Then goes into the Mechan Phantom Beast. Uses that effect. Brings out tokens. And then uses the other effect of it. Tribute 2, bring out O-Lion. Then he's going to go into Roland. Roland, bring out Roland effect. And then O-Lion, bring out a token. Synchro to Omega. Jet, bring itself out. Then go into Charles. Ogier, equip the Charles. Special summon out Gearfried by banishing Durandal. Then banish 2 to add back Blade. Then Omega on Ray. Then activate Blade on Gearfried. He could have just used Blade on Charles. I mean, I guess you could use it on Gearfried and then just like Charles pop. Definitely just like pop Shiz here though. He's not popping Shiz. Like Blade equip the Gearfried, Charles effect, pop Shiz, 21, 3000, 33, 233. That's 8. That's over 8k. Now he's just not doing 8k. That's gonna suck if he ends up losing this. Roland effect that end phase, send Living Fossil to add Renaud. Charles equip Oliver and Smoke, and then pop the Smoke. Smoke, look at the opponent's hand. He's gonna hit Burner out of hand. It's because he's gonna try to pop multi-roll, but he's can't Widow it because of Oliver. Yeah, that's fair. Draws Droplet. Yeah, that's gonna work around that. It's gonna activate multi-roll. It's gonna use Roland to equip to Charles, and then Charles effect to pop multi-roll. Uses Widow Anchor to take Gearfried. Area 0 on Gearfried is gonna hit Ray and Rose. Adds back Ray. So trying to stop him from getting a Ray just didn't end up working out. Then yeah, Blade goes to grave. Normal summon Ray. Go into Kagari. Kagari add back Widow. Widow Anchor to take the Mechan Phantom Beast. Then goes for access code plus 3000 attack. Banish 1 to pop Ogier. Banish another one to pop Charles. Then those fall off. Battle phase attack for 53. Set Droplet and pass turn. Draws Heritage. So he has a Ray Engrave. He already used his Omega on Ray before. He's going to normal summon Connector. Use the effect of it. Bring out Aqua Dolphin. No cards in hand. No effect. Goes into a Sold to add. He doesn't know what the opponent's set is. Adds Red Lair. He's going to then dump 1 to bring out Renaud. And then Renaud effect to add back Gearfried. Banish 1, special summon out Gearfried. Oliver on Gearfried. And then Ogier on Gearfried. Banish 2, add back Blade. Activate Heritage. That's going to add Oliver. And then special summon Oliver by sending Blade. And then get rid of Oliver, Renaud, and a Sold for Sword. Oh no, he's going to go Battle Phase Sword, attack access code talker. On attack declaration, droplets to cut it in half, drop it down to 15. This is at 53. That's game. There's no way Warrior ended up throwing this. Who plays Sword and Warrior? I just realized that. Who, like, what? There's no way that he plays sword over access code talker in this deck. So no response. Wait, huh? He's going to... Oh, he's going to then use... So... This is so confusing. You shouldn't have used that right on attack. Should have waited to use that. So he's gonna use Boral Sword effect to gang attack. I'm confused what they're going over. It's like so weird when they resolve stuff weird. So after Droplet resolves, he's going to then use Sword Effect and Chain Gear Freed. Yeah, that's not how that works. Unless if he's thinking that he can chain the other effect, which is to switch something to defense, then negate that. Because that says only your opponent can't respond to that. Which that would be legal. He's trying to say that... Okay. I'm confused. But he's going to end up using the effect to try switching Gear Freed to defense. And then Gear Freed negate sword to get it off board. So that way doesn't take the damage. Then he's going to... Because that would have just been game otherwise. That was insane, honestly. Now, Gear Free is going to attack and equip the access code talker and then pass turn. Draws Imperm. Now, Striker loses. This has just been like back... This was too close. This was too close for Warrior than it needed to be. Cosmic on the set. This should have just been game like over a turn ago. Could have just popped the shiz. This would have been so much easier. But shout out to Striker. He really almost made that comeback. Then he realized something that most people wouldn't have, and that he could use Sword Effect to switch to defense and Gear Free to negate. A lot of people think that nobody can respond the Swords effect to switch to defense, but it's only your opponent that can't respond. I used to use that all the time in Orcust. They tried like building up a chain link and you just like sword switch to defense, and then it's like, alright, now you can't respond until I use my next effect. But that's gonna be it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. The GB Grinder signing off. Peace.